Today, I am reviewing the Vastex D-100. I've owned this for about, I don't know, six months. And I got it right when I was about a month after I started screen printing. If you want to do any type of large runs with your shirts and you're just starting out, this is a great unit to have because if you're curing with a gun, a heat gun, it takes forever. And if you're curing with your flash, it also takes forever. It slows you down. So if you want to speed up the process of screen printing and you want to get faster and you're getting more orders coming in, this guy is a great tool to have. This is the smaller D100. There's also the bigger one, which is the D1000. D1000 is bigger. It's wider, and I believe the belt is also a little longer. If you're debating between the two, it really comes down to, I guess, money. It's about, I think the D1000 is $1,000 more. And how much space you're working with. I went with the D100 because I mostly do t-shirts. Believe it or not, I can still do hoodies and sweatshirts with this. There are a few challenges with that, but I'll touch on that in a little bit. But the D100 has worked really well for me. Now I'll get into a few of the details on this guy. All right, so now I'm gonna do like a walk around of this unit. I did buy the cart from Vastex, which is this one. This was about $300. You don't have to get this, it's an option. I found that it was useful in moving it around with the space that I work with, but it is nice to have because you can move your unit around. You can use a table, it won't. So this bottom part will not heat up at all. The cool thing about using infrared is with this unit is that the heat doesn't transfer down from the unit. The heat stays in this chamber right here. If you're thinking about space and where to put it, you can put it on a regular table, a wooden table, like a cheap $10, $20 table from Walmart if you need to. Here are the knobs for the heater height. I keep it for t-shirts, I keep it at a 3. For hoodies and sweatshirts, you can play with it. You want to really go anywhere from 4 and up and play with it. I do exclusively use water-based inks. They will tell you that, you know, this unit isn't made for water-based ink, but I found that for me, it does work with water-based ink, so don't let that push you away. Here is where you control the heat. Now, there's 2 options you can use, which is heat and belt speed. I'll tell you the settings for water-based that I used. So I always keep the heat at 5 if it's a 100% cotton shirt, and the belt speed at a 15. And if you're using like a poly blend, to reduce the chances of dye migration, I keep it at a 4.5, and then the belt speed stays the same, so 15. That'll give you about 1.5 minutes in the chamber of that water base just getting sucked up and heating off. You'll notice this unit above, this is the EXD 120. Now, Vastex recently came out with this, and if you can get it, get it. It is super useful if you don't want to smell those toxic fumes. It helps, take out the fumes. So this unit, I think it was $300. The price could be different by now, but it has a blower unit, and it pretty much sucks up all the fumes when the inks are curing. So this you have to buy separate. You can buy it at like a Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart. Just a standard 4-inch dryer tube. And I just connect it. I made this to the outside of the building. So you can also stick the hose outside of a window and it'll work just fine. But if you can get this, it's really helpful. Because at first I didn't have this part, and my office or warehouse space got full of smoke, and I quickly found out like I couldn't work like that. So if you have a way of getting the exhaust out, get the fumes out, get this piece because it's separate. One of the biggest comments people make at the beginning when they get this unit is that they notice that the belt keeps moving, like it'll move either left or right. You will have to adjust this manually, and you can do that by playing with these. So all you got to do is like get a wrench and find the sweet spot so that this belt doesn't start skewing one way or the other. So once you find the sweet spot, the belt should not come out. Here's some things I do like about this unit. If you're doing shirts, it works perfect. If you're doing toddler shirts, it works great as well. I will say for adult shirts, you'll have to fold the shirts in and place it. It's cured everything for me so far. I haven't ran into any issues with it curing anything. When you do first turn it on though, anytime you use it, you have to wait 15 minutes for it to reach the full heat. Once you're at 15 minutes, you're free to start printing. It should reach. Now there's a few things that I not necessarily don't like, but that I've noticed are a few drawbacks. It can get a little slow sometimes with water-based ink. Plastisol cures faster than water-based. So if you're a Plastisol user, you should be fine. But with water-based ink, it will take its time to go through the conveyor belt. I've had some sweatshirts slip and fall from the belt. Not a fan of that because sometimes it has messed up a few sweatshirts. I've only really noticed it with like the thicker, heavier items. So sweatshirts and hoodies. I've ran into some challenges with it. I burned a few hoodies as well because I wasn't being patient. I was kind of in a rush trying to get this to cure fast. But if you can get past those drawbacks and really take your time with printing, this works really well. If you're a beginner or if you're starting to get into production, larger runs, this is great. So I've printed over 1,000, maybe 2,000 shirts on this and cured with this, and so far it's been a great unit. So the D-100 has worked really well for me. If you want to get the D-1000, the bigger brother, hoodies and sweatshirts, I believe, would be a little easier to print on there just because you have more room for the garment to lay down on. But you know, if this is within your budget, get this. If the D-1000 is within your budget, I would say go with that as well. It provides more room for bigger garments to lay down. Cool. If you have any comments, any questions, put them down below. If you want to see it in action, let me know, and I can probably post a separate video showing how it works and how I use it.